yesterday I was a vendor in a zine fest, which is pretty much just a book fair, a self-published book fair, but with zines, and is one to do when gathering in large groups of artists. Lots of conversations about politics were had, and just in general were in the air, and conversations about supporting both small businesses and supporting ideologies with money, just by nature of the things you buy, and from who you buy them from. And I had a couple of weird and interesting thoughts, and that I think conflicted with what other people said. And I think that these sources and areas of conflict have been changing me, and at least in the way that they're making me think in this way. And I think that's a good thing. I try to always make sure for positive change, because I see a lot of people, my friends my age, who just like, okay, well, what is technically right, and we're going to go and do whatever is technically right, and we're going to go at any lengths to achieve this technically right thing. And it seems like a little bit of you're doing more bad than good kind of situation. So I've always tried to be very critical of any kind of change I guess I introduced to my life. For that nature, I would like it to truly be positive change, right? And so one of the first thought that I had was, I had some friends that I knew that would come up and buy things for me and support me, and I didn't go around buying from other people. And it's interesting, I think I've learned that there's two types of people at these kinds of things when it comes to specifically money. And I think there are people that are like living off this money, and I think there are people that are this is extra money, and with that I can support other people, so to say. Like, and with that I can choose to support local artists, I could choose to support, or I could have fun with, or whatever. Like, there's some sort of disposable level of income there that I guess that they're adding. And so for me, I was like, oh, cool, Bill's money. And so I wasn't necessarily wanting to just like go out and spend money at this. I was like, oh, this is an event for me to make money. And so I don't know, it made me feel I can't tell who's right necessarily, who's wrong there. I think everyone, I don't think anyone is right, I don't think anyone is wrong in the situation. I think, yes, it is right to support people, and I think it would have been good for me to support the people that support me. But at the same time, I don't think it's wrong to need to pay rent and bills. So I think that's where I'm landing on that one for now. I think that one will change in the future. But the second one was a conflict of the premise surrounding on if you don't live your life in a way that is affecting change constantly, or is not, you don't make things that with political this is particularly true among conversations I have with artists. If you don't make art that is politically engaged, you have such a privilege that your life doesn't have to do that, because some people are doing that for survival. And since some people are doing that for survival, your privilege exists in not having to experience that. And so I think I disagree with that thought still. And that's because I've always made oh, my dog, what are you doing? What are you doing? I've always made work that's humorous, that looks at different things in different ways, so to say, whether it be viewing things that you don't normally get to view, like roadside objects, or whether it's I made like cartoons once. That was a book of cartoons. I like to, distract from things like that. I think that there is tremendous value in entertainment that... You okay, buddy? Sorry, my dog's just making some noises. But I think there's tremendous value in entertainment that can detract from all of these negative things in life that are genuinely killing people. So I think that is also a valuable thing. And what really made me think about this is one of my friends, who I find like she's a lot like me. We both ride bikes. We both we both are artists. We both went to the same school, and she's from a place where like my parents moved to after I started college, and so like I find like a lot of connections between me and her, and we get along decently well. Like we don't hate each other, so that's a nice thing. And then today the Zine Fest was yesterday, and today she had a post on Instagram. She's like, so we made money from the Zine Fest, and all of the money from the Zine Fest is going to Planned Parent. She donated to Planned Parenthood, and like with a screenshot of the donation. And my first thought was like, I guess this is a little look at me, like virtue signaling or something like that. But I guess her entire point was like it was like a $25 donation, and I think the entire point was I have $25. I think you do too. It's important that you donate the extra $25 that you have in your life, because that will, and like and part of the Planned Parenthood donation is when you have your donation, it lists what you get for your donation. And so she says like I can do all of this with extra money, and I know that I think other people can, that I know as well. And so I thought that was actually a positive thing. It wasn't, that was actual, she did something there, she funded healthcare. And so I thought that was really cool. But at the same time, the point being, like, I was also at the Zine Fest. I also made some money, and her, point being, was, I should, I'm one of these candidates that should be donating as well. And yeah, I think that might be true. But at the same time, like, what is right? Like me donating to help people that truly need help, or me continuing to pay rent and bills. So it's an interesting place to be. And so I don't know. And I guess there's a weird thought, because it makes me challenge all of these little facets of my life. And so I don't know. What kind of experience did you guys have with that, or anything of the sort? But yeah, I don't know. The ending kind of just made me befuddled a little bit. It makes me think every time I think about this and speak about that. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. And Ambush out the map.